Hello my friends, welcome to today's video. Today is Ramadan day 8. Oh my god, time is flying. So yeah, welcome to today's video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Fatima. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. It truly means the world. So in today's video we are going to be making millet tamarind pudding, that's konenzamia, then moi moi, Nigerian moi moi, then couscous and some potato soup slash sauce. That's what I'm going to be making. So yes, I earlier prayed my zuhur and read the Quran. Let me show you a little bit of that. So yeah, now I'm going to play my asr, then I'll start prepping for the things, yeah, for today's cooking. I hope you are going to come along and enjoy today's video. Let's get right into it. I prayed my asr prayer, then I went into the kitchen and started working and prepping for some things. I prepped some things in advance. I soaked the millet, I also soaked the beans, also soaked the tamarind for the tamarind pudding, and the beans for the moi moi, as you can see. I set them aside. I also soaked the couscous. In a bowl, you'll add your couscous, your desired amount of couscous. Add a little, like 2 tablespoons of oil, then half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of salt, and then mix everything well together. Then you'll add like hot water to it. Mix it with a fork. I learned this trick with mixing it with a fork from a friend. From it up. Her name is Sarah. So that's where I learned this trick of mixing it with fork, because it's easier when you're going to separate the grains. Mix it up, cover it, and allow it to like stay maybe for like 40 minutes to an hour, or like 30 minutes, whichever time you prefer. Then I move to doing another thing. I made the charcoal fire. I added water to it. The water that I'm going to use to like make the millet pap slash moi moi. I then went on the generator because they didn't bring the light, and I wanted to blend some things. I blend my millet. I added the millet in a bowl in the blender. Clean millet, remove the stones and everything. I added it to the blender. Add some ginger. You can add fresh ginger if you prefer. You can also add cloves. You can add any spice to it, not like savory spice, but like normal neutral spice to it to make it more tasty. I also added in the soaked tamarind to it, enough to blend everything together. Then you're going to blend it to a smooth paste. I added the paste to a container that I'm going to make the pap in. You're going to pour hot water to the paste. Like, you have to add it like in bits slowly. As soon as it starts thickening, then you're going to allow it to settle. Mix it with a spatula and then cover it so that it will cook itself. Yes, I don't know how to explain this, but this is just the process. So yeah, then I went to blend the beans for the moi moi. I added the beans to the blender, some scotch bonnet and some bell peppers. You can add crayfish if you prefer. It's optional. You don't need to add this. You can substitute the crayfish with some smoked fish or just tuna fish. But after you finish blending, that's when you're going to add it. Like, if you pour it in a container, add in some seasonings. You can add in some boiled eggs, some tuna fish to make it more tasty. And you can just remove the crayfish. Then you tie them in a nylon bag, and you're going to add it to water so that it will steam till it's perfectly cooked, like 40 minutes to an hour. Season it with salt and some seasonings and some spices. Mix everything well, tie it in a nylon bag and add it to the fire. You can also choose not to cook it in a nylon bag. If you have containers that you can, like small containers that you'll be able to steam this kind of things, maybe like small containers, tiny containers, you can steam it in a steamer. You don't need to add it to a nylon bag. Clean all the things that I use. Then I move to peeling the potatoes and cutting them into the shapes that I want. You can cut this into the shape that you want. For some reason, this sauce didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. I created the recipe in my head, but at the end the sauce was too dark because I added too much soy sauce to it. This is my first time making it, and I created it in my head. It's not the picture that I pictured in my brain, but it's still tasty and everything. There are people who prefer dark sauce over lighter sauce. So I wanted my own to be a little bit lighter, but it was darker at the end. Wash it. You're going to fry it. Like, season it with a little bit of salt. You're going to fry it. And here I am separating the grains of the couscous. Yeah, you need to use fork to make it easier. Then I went to watch my tafsir. This day was a particular tafsir that I was waiting to watch. This is Sheikh Abubakar Mahmoud Gumi. Sorry, not Sheikh Abubakar Mahmoud Gumi. No, Dr. Ahmad Mahmoud Gumi. Sorry. So I went to steam the couscous. I added the thing we used to steam it. Grease the colander first with oil. Then I added in the couscous, cover it, added the pressure thingy, and allow it to steam for 20 minutes. Then it's done. Poke some holes in the middle because it seems easier like this. Then cover it and allow it to steam for 20 minutes or 15 minutes. I also cut the chicken for the sauce, cut them into chunks and keep them aside. I also fried the potatoes and also strained them in a colander as well. Not in a colander, in a plate, and I kept them aside also. I cut some spring onions. You can choose to use leeks or chives. I think they'll come out more perfectly than spring onions. And this spring onions was not fresh, so I think that's why the sauce didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. Saute your chicken breast in a little bit of oil. Add your spices. I added my garlic and fresh herb spices. That's fresh thyme and fresh rosemary. Also adding the dried allspice spices that I made earlier this Ramadan. Mix everything well together. Add in some maybe if you have hot sauce, you can add it at this point, but I added scotch bonnet to mine. Mix everything well together. Add in some soy sauce. You can add a little bit if you have dark soy sauce. This is the mistake that I made. I added too much of the dark sauce. So you can add light sauce. If you want it soupy, add in water at this point. I added in water. Then I added a little bit of flour to thicken it. You can add any thickener that you want. If you want it in a soupy way, because this sauce didn't turn out the way I wanted, add in some seasoning as well. Then add in some turmeric. Mix everything well together. Even though it was seriously tasty, but the look wasn't given an attractive food or something. They say eat with your eyes. So I added in my fried potatoes, also the chopped spring onions. Allow it to steam for 2 minutes, and then the sauce is done. At this point, you can add vinegar or wine or pomegranate juice if you want. So add in everything, cover it, and allow it to steam, and the sauce is done here. It looks good, but not for me. It tastes good, yes. And also the couscous is done steaming. I cleaned the kitchen, as you can see. Also ate my dinner, and it was delicious. So I ate my dinner, I rest a little bit, and now I am going to bed. And that's a wrap for today's video. Please, if you do not understand today's video is somehow disorganized, please ask a question down below and I will answer that right away. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.